What is going on, y'all? I've got some super sick buffs for both Cosmog and Cosmoem. I really like these guys, and they have a lot of really awesome utility options. And they also do have three damage dealing moves, but all three of them have very big caveats. Two of them are literally only 1 PP, and they're really cool flavor options that I'll cover in a bit. There's all types of important stuff I want to talk about here. But then even that last one is Soul Absorb. Soul Absorb is another damage dealing move, which is really good. But before I get into explaining my thought process behind these abilities and the stats, and most importantly the moves, I want to have a quick disclaimer for new viewers to pause the video, read the description. It explains the background info about the ROM hack and my basic thought process with like balancing the game. You can also, when you're done with the video, check out the Google Sheet link down below. I've got a move guide, super important, covers every single move buff and change in the game. There are tons and tons of them, so I would recommend you just scroll through this in order and give that a look. Yeah, all types of other important stuff on that Google Sheet as well, and you can also check out my other videos when you're done with this one. So yeah, Cosmo and Cosmog, really dope. So I love it. I don't know, they got the cool vibe. So Solgaleo and Lunala are not obtainable for the player. The evolution method is impossible, but they still get the Eviolite boost in the game files, right? Kind of like how Diplin was Eviolite usable, even though Hydrappa wasn't in the game yet, for example. So Cosmoem, very bulky, obviously. I mean, I don't need to explain that much. Even Cosmog, you could theoretically, I mean, at the very least, it's good up until level 35. Like, you could totally use it for that early. Like, for example, if you hatch it as like an OG6 early on egg, you could totally use it as like a special pivot, special utility option. Even physically, for the very early game, its bulk isn't terrible. I mean, it's not great, but it's not terrible. You can also use it to pivot with Wimp Out, and then just being able to like wall and mess with special attackers. It's not like the best thing in the world, but it's definitely good or usable. But then Cosmoem is when it really starts to get interesting. But yeah, Cosmog has that interesting little neutralizing gas and unaware stuff going for it. And Wimp Out. Wimp Out is good for pivoting. Neutralizing gas is cool. Obviously, Teleport's good. Um, so yeah, Cosmoem though. Cosmoem has three incredible defensive abilities in Shell Armor, Magic Bounce, and Bulletproof. Magic Bounce is great on this thing because the AI will often lead off with Taunt or Thunder Wave or Sleep or something to like stop you from setting up or from just doing like cheesy things. But with Cosmoem, you're completely you don't give a fuck, right? You just bounce it right back. And that means because literally all of your moves besides three are all non-damaging moves, it makes you immune to Taunt, which is awesome. Very good on a Pokemon like this. So that's great. Shell Armor is also incredible because you're so bulky. I mean, Iron Defense, Shell Armor. So I know some smartass is going to comment, why didn't you give it Body Press, bro? And it's like, bro, think about it for 2 seconds, you know? Like, I don't know. I don't like the idea of them using Body Press. I think encouraging all of these creative, fun, unique options is so much more interesting than just them using Body Press 80% of the time, right? Because if I give them Body Press, what they're doing half the time is just Body Press, Iron Defense, Shell Armor, a Violite. Like, wow, so cool. You solo an entire boss fight with Body Press. Fuck that, man. No, I don't like it at all. So it's partially for balance reasons and also for flavor. I don't even really see it, to be honest. Like, this thing is supposed to be like immobile, right? I mean, I can see it moving a bit, but I don't know, like a whole body press, really? I don't see that personally. So no body press. So sorry, but shut up if you're that one person who wants body press. Yeah, I've got all types of really fun stuff. So Soul Absorb is incredible at level 50 for endgame. The endgame options are really strong, but even for most of the game, like, first of all, Teleport will always be great on this thing. Also, I forgot to mention other ability, Bulletproof. Bulletproof is fucking insane on this thing. It's already really bulky, but it's still really good because you're completely stonewalling all of on this screen right now. There's 50 moves. 50 moves you're immune to. You get 50 immunities with Bulletproof. So yeah, definitely really fucking good. Even if you're bulky, it's still good to be immune to things. So you can still like wall certain Pokemon with Bulletproof, and that's the beauty of having the infinite ability changing ability, right? Is to be able to change your abilities whenever you want. So yeah, very good. Soul Absorb is insane because your HP is also really low. So because you're so tanky, you take no damage and then you heal so much back because Soul Absorb is just Nightshade, but it heals you. So you're getting, if you're level 50, you're healing 50 HP and you're dealing 50 damage. That's really good. You can also run Big Root. You don't even need to run a Violite sometimes. Big Root will give you double healing. So you'll get 100 HP back, which is like crazy. The only caveat with Soul Absorb is that it only has 5 PP and there's no Leopard Berry in this game. At least for the player. Leopard Berry doesn't work for the player. It's not obtainable by the player. So yeah, that's Soul Absorb for you. And then you've got so many fun things. So Teleport is always going to be incredible. No matter what, Teleport, Shell Armor, Teleport, Magic Bounce, whatever. Just getting a free... Because keep in mind, in Sweltering Sun, there is an infinite use eject button that never goes away each boss fight. Like, it's multiple times per fight, basically. But in this game, in Scrambled, it's back to single use per boss fight. So you get one pivot per boss fight with eject button. So having a fucking insanely tanky teleport mon like this that can't even be taunted or can't even be crit is just so good. You can get all your frail, fast, strong Pokemon in for free with this thing. It's a great, even just literally if you just use it as a teleport slave. Of course, it can do so much more than that, and it's intended to be doing a lot more than that, but you know, you can use like teleport, team support, like weather, snowscape, sunny day, terrain, some cool things like that. I also threw a snowscape on there because it's got like the connection to the moon and like the sun and stuff, so you know, because Solgaleo Lunala, so that's why I threw on snowscape and sunny day there. Electric terrain because it's, I don't know, has the vibes to me. Space creature, and also just, you know, it's not a damaging move, so I think it's fine. Same with like T-Wave and stuff. Not that you're really ever going to use T-Wave on this thing. It's mostly for flavor. I mean, you could, maybe, but not the greatest thing, at least for an in-game context with like nuzlockes and stuff. You're not very much going to rely on para hacks. Moonlight is great, obviously. Soul Absorb already covered is great for healing. Lunar Blessing is also great. Lunar Blessing gives you full HP, 1 PP priority as well, so you can like get yourself to low HP and then click Lunar Blessing and get back to full, and that's great with Amnesia and Iron Defense and Cosmic Power. Another really cool offensive thing you can do is like Lunar Blessing, sorry, Lunar Dance. So Lunar Dance gives you +2 speed, +1 attack, special attack, right? So what I did is Mystical Power is a cool move. It's on like the Lake Trio, Rabsca, maybe a couple other Pokemon. And I think this is a cool use case for Mystical Power because it's only 1 PP and it gives you +1 special attack and special defense and defense after, which doesn't matter in this case unless you're using Meteor Beam, which I guess you could. Especially if you're using like Shell Armor, because you're taking so little damage, you can actually like do raw Meteor Beam. You don't even have to go for Power Meteor Beam. So you could get a second kill. Also, Terra Rock would be really cool. But anyway, Meteor Beam, I'd give it to because it's literally like a little meteor space thing, right? It's like a space energy. And then Mystical Power, I mean, it's got this weird mystical energy to it. I think it's really cool. Those are both only 1 PP though, so you can boost up to like +1,000,000 special attack with Calm Mind. You can run Calm Mind, Lunar Dance, get +5 total, outspeed everything, and then you blow one Pokemon up with Mystical Power, and then you blow up another with Meteor Beam. Or you can do Power Herb, Meteor Beam, Lunar Dance into Mystical Power and blow up the next Pokemon with like a +6 special attack stab Mystical Power, right? So that's really fun. And at absolute most, you're only getting 2 kills per fight, not counting Soul Absorb. Of course, Soul Absorb can give you, if you're running a purely defensive set, Soul Absorb has enough PP to get, depending how much HP the opponent has, like base HP, either up 1 or maybe 2 kills, maybe 3, probably just 1 or 2 though. So it's not really a kill machine, it's mostly a utility Pokemon, but you can also just brainlessly 1v1 like 2 Pokemon per boss fight with Soul Absorb, or at least 1 per boss fight with Soul Absorb, so that's always consistent and really good, which is why it's a late game option, a relatively late game option. Disable is great, Trick Room is incredible, you get the most reliable Trick Room in the game because it's so tanky and it's got Magic Bounce, so you can't be taunted or status while you're trying to get the Trick Room off, so you can Trick Room, teleport out, Trick Room, eject button, whatever, you know, all types of good ways to abuse that. Haze is good, just to have optional, you know, once in a while. Another really cool option here is Power Split. That's honestly probably one of their best moves, outside of the iron, you know, the boring Iron Defense Amnesia shit and all the other cool support like screens and terrain and all that good stuff. Also Pain Split, by the way, I forgot to mention. Pain Split also can deal damage technically, but it's very hard to kill things, and also I don't think I gave Pain Split that much PP. Is it 10? Yeah, 10 PP, so you can't like kill that many Pokemon with Pain Split. But it's good because you have very low HP, so Pain Split is definitely a good move. Kind of like Soul Absorb Junior, right? You could even use both at the same time. What was I trying to talk about, man? Something with... Sorry guys, give me 1 second. This person keeps fucking texting me, dog. Alright, what was I just talking about, man? Trick Room. That's pretty much it. Oh, last thing, Power Split. Power Split's super good. Power Split is priority, 2 PP, and it averages your offenses with the opponent. Which, you know, that is basically, oh god, it's so good. Because, for example, if you're I mean, this guy doesn't get Charm or Befriend, but if you're using like Charm, Befriend, Battle Cry, Parting Shot, you know, all these debuffing moves, you're always going to be risking crits unless you have Shell Armor, or Battle Armor. But in this case, you can Power Split and switch out, and you're never going to be crit because you can't crit through Power Split. And because your attacking stats are so low, they're 29 each, you're basically getting, like, you're having the offensive stats of whatever's in front of you for free, and you're taking so little damage back. So you can do Power Split into Soul Absorb or into Setup. You know, it enables so much. It's so strong, so fun, so cool. So yeah, that's a really, really good option as well. Power Switch. Honestly, you could argue Mystical Power and Power Switch are probably swap levels, but I'll let it stay like this. Mirror Coat's also great for obvious reasons. Although your HP is low, but it doesn't really matter. You're healing so much. You can do like Mirror Coat into Lunar Blessing shenanigans. I mean, really, there's so many versatile ways you can abuse this thing's kit. So yeah, thanks for listening. Drop a comment down below if you made it to the end. I do appreciate it, y'all. And I'll be back for more coming up. Peace.